Hello friends, in this video I want to show you how to make some molds for cooking pastry in the oven using a permanent mold. It's been some time now that I wanted to make some individual apple pies or apple cakes they call them, Kuchen we call them in Chile, but individual little pies about that size. I used to have some molds for that. I couldn't find them. They just disappeared. I looked in the supermarkets and also there's nothing available. The molds for individual apple pies should be about this size, about 12 centimeters diameter and 2 centimeters high. Now, as I couldn't find molds, I decided to make it myself. Now, I need to make at least 12 molds for my pies. I can bake 12 pies at a time and then the cost of gas is acceptable. If I can make more, much better. But 12 is the minimum I need. I have enough aluminum to do 12 molds, and it's clean aluminum, not any recycled aluminum, but it's aluminum recycled from uh, kitchenware. If it's kitchenware, it must be safe to use with food. So I'm going to recycle that aluminum, and to make a permanent mold for casting aluminum molds, what I need is 2 cones of iron, one for the top part and one for the bottom part, as you can see in this image. To make these conic forms, I have to design 2 templates. As a minimum, a template for a cone of 9.5 centimeters wide diameter and 2 centimeters high, and one cone of 10 centimeters diameter and 2.5 centimeters high, leaving between them a space of 3 to 5 millimeters. This is the template for my smallest cone, the top one. Now with this form, with this template, I cut a number of pieces of iron with this form and welded them together with electric welding machine, as I show you here. Okay, I finished welding the first part, the top part of my permanent mold, and this is the cone, the top part, which is supposed to fall inside another cone, a bigger diameter cone below it. So it has these 2 parts. These nails that are welded on here are to keep it in place, and so while I'm filling in with aluminum, it doesn't fall down and have too much of a thin wall in some part or weak walls. And now the thing is, I should weld another cone-shaped, wider diameter for the bottom part, but I don't have any iron available, not of 1 millimeter thick, that I could weld easily. So I made a bottom part of my permanent mold out of refractory cement. After a few attempts casting aluminum with these molds. I got these three copies, these three products, molds for doing my apple pies. They aren't perfect, but they're quite good enough for what I want to do. But I only was able to get three of them because uh, the mold, the refractory cement mold, cracked right through the middle, probably due to the excess heat. And the only option here would be to put this mold inside a box, iron box or wooden box, to hold it together. But I doubt it will last very long. I mean, it'll probably start cracking in other parts, and that simply will ruin it. So I decided to use a piece of iron I didn't want to cut up and to make another cone shape, the bigger cone on the bottom, so to have a permanent mold made entirely of iron. For that, I have calculated the proper cone shape I need. It's this is the shape, but it's a bit wider but higher, say. And I'm going to be cutting three pieces of iron with this form to make the cone I need. I finished doing both my cones, and they're not perfectly round, of course, but under these conditions, it's quite okay. Now, these here are to keep the top cone in precisely the space where it is, and when I'm pouring in the aluminum, it doesn't move around. This stops it from moving this way, and this one stops it from moving this way. This here is for pouring in the aluminum, so it goes in and pours into the crack, into the space, and not into the top uh, cone, which something that happened on other occasions. Hmm? So I hope this is works fine, and we're going to try it out now with the cast. Okay, I think I'm ready to show some results. These these three are the ones I made with uh, ceramic uh, cone. Hmm? Uh, they are thin-walled and lots of problems with the form. Wasn't able to get the form very easily, and the mold broke. With the iron molds, this is the result. Much thicker walled because I didn't get the diameters perfect by doing this by hand. And but that's okay. It's just simply an excess of materials, excess of aluminum. But it should bake quite well. You have to clean off the top, so there's lots of points and things there. There should be no aluminum that might fall inside the food. Hmm? So it needs a bit of cleaning. Now, I have to mention a few details, important details with this mold. First of all, you have to put a weight on it. If you don't, the aluminum that goes in lifts up the top cone and creates a problem. In fact, an excess of aluminum here can get caught on the borders of on the sides of the, the cones, and then it's impossible to get it out without cutting the aluminum or, well, that's one thing. The other thing is to make sure that it's completely level. If you get it unlevel like that, all the aluminum stays here and it gets caught here, and then you have to cut it there to be able to get it out. So you have to make sure it's perfectly level. And the other thing is that, as you noticed at the end, the aluminum got out or fell out of this part, the top mold, very easily because it doesn't have any notches on the sides here. But instead this one got stuck very fiercely onto the bottom mold, and it was not very easy to get out. But it's not impossible. And that is caused by these notches that I left them on the inside. I should have made the form with the notches outwards. It could have been just as easy to make. But that's part of the experience. And well, that's it. Now I have to keep on doing them till I get to the minimum 12 I need, and apparently it won't be so difficult. That's it. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Bye bye.